What do you do when your entire life has been built on a lie? When your name itself is a synonym for deceiver? This is the story of Jacob. Not a stained glass saint, but a deeply flawed man, a manipulator, a liar, and a runaway. Yet his story becomes the shocking foundation for an entire nation. This is a journey of how a con artist wrestled with God and was given a new identity. To understand Jacob, you have to understand the stakes. In his world, your future, your land, your wealth, your very standing with God was tied to your father's blessing. It was more than words, it was a spiritual birthright, an irreversible decree of destiny. Jacob was born gripping his twin brother Esau's heel, and he spent his life trying to get ahead. First, he exploited Esau's hunger to swindle him out of his birthright for a bowl of stew. Then, in his most infamous act, he disguised himself in animal skins to trick his blind, elderly father, Isaac, into giving him the blessing meant for his older brother. He won. He got everything he thought he wanted. But the cost was catastrophic. He didn't just gain a blessing, he shattered his family. Esau's rage was murderous, and Jacob was forced to flee for his life, becoming a refugee in a foreign land. And here's the first twist. The master manipulator immediately gets a taste of his own medicine. He falls in love with a woman named Rachel and agrees to work 7 years for her hand in marriage. But on the wedding night, her father Laban swaps Rachel for her older sister, Leah. The trickster has been tricked. He's then forced to work another 7 years, experiencing the very deception he had inflicted on others. For 20 years, he lives under Laban's manipulation, building a family and wealth, but always looking over his shoulder. Finally, God tells him it's time to go home. But going home means facing the brother he betrayed, the giant from his past he'd been running from his whole life, Esau. The night before their meeting, Jacob is utterly alone, paralyzed by fear and guilt. He sends his family and everything he owns across the river, and there in the dark, a mysterious man attacks him. This is no ordinary fight. It's a desperate all-night brawl in the dirt. Jacob, the wrestler from birth, is now wrestling with God himself. He's clinging not to win, but to survive. As dawn breaks, the divine assailant touches Jacob's hip, dislocating it, a permanent mark of this struggle. But still, Jacob refuses to let go. He demands a blessing. The man asks him, "What is your name?" And in that moment, Jacob has to confess his identity. He has to speak his own name, Jacob, the deceiver, the supplanter, the one who claws his way from behind. And then the blessing comes. Your name will no longer be Jacob, but Israel, because you have struggled with God and with humans and have overcome. He is given a new name, a new identity. He is no longer defined by his past sins, but by his struggle and his encounter with the divine. The next day, he limps toward his brother. He is broken, vulnerable, and permanently wounded. But Esau, in a moment of stunning grace, runs to him and embraces him. The giant he feared was no longer there. So, what's the powerful truth in this messy story? It's this: your past mistakes do not have to be your permanent identity. Jacob's life shows us that God's grace isn't for the perfect, it's for the strugglers, the runners, the deeply flawed. Your wrestling match with God might be a season of doubt, a struggle with a broken past, or a plea for a new beginning. And like Jacob, you may walk away with a limp, a reminder of the struggle. But you also walk away with a new name, a new purpose, and the courage to finally face what you've been running from. So, what's the powerful truth in this messy story? It's this: your past mistakes do not have to be your permanent identity. Jacob's life shows us that God's grace isn't for the perfect. It's for the strugglers, the runners, the deeply flawed. Your wrestling match with God might be a season of doubt, a struggle with a broken past, or a plea for a new beginning. And like Jacob, you may walk away with a limp, a reminder of the struggle. But you also walk away with a new name, a new purpose, and the courage to finally face what you've been running from.